Well, hello everybody and welcome to this Google Plus Hangout. Sorry we are a little bit late, later than planned anyway. The lads were training. We have some of Liverpool, we hope, future prospect players that will be in that side for many, many years to come. And to my right, club legend Robbie Fowler. I'll give him a formal introduction in just a second. Let's get some of the lads that you see before you. Regulars on LFC TV will know, of course, all about them, but we have Jordan Rossiter here, Ryan Kent, Harry Wilson, Jerome Sinclair, Tom Brewitt and Adam Phillips on the back row. They've just trained, so it smells a bit fruity in here, but I'm sure you'll forgive us. And also some of our special guests on those webcams that will be asking some questions of the lads as well. And your opportunity to get involved, we'll give you the prompt for that in the next couple of minutes. Let's give the lads a formal introduction then first off, and to Harry Wilson, a left winger. Bags of pace, great touchability, acceleration with the ball at his feet, and Harry made a remarkable senior international debut for Wales in a World Cup qualifier against Belgium in October of 2013, in the process becoming the country's youngest ever player at 16 years and 208 days. Jerome Sinclair on the back row there, back left forward, who has the distinction of being the youngest player ever to represent Liverpool. Jerome earned a first team debut at the age of 16 and 6 days when he was brought on during a League Cup victory at West Brom, September the 26th, 2012, a date he will never forget. Adam Phillips on the back row closest to me here, England under-16 international. He made his first appearance for the under-18s in the 2013-14 season, and a massive moment for him during the summer. Adam receiving a call-up to the first-team squad that went out to America. Ryan Kent, who's in the middle on the front row, joined as an under-9, now a regular of the under-21 squad. Dynamic winger who can play on the left or the right side, loves to take on defenders and causes endless problems for the opposition. Tom Brewitt, back row in the middle there, local lad joining Liverpool as an under-11 player, and he's captain of the under-18s at present, a centre-back, England Youth International, committed and very vocal. Those of you, again, who watch the youth team football games on LFC TV will have heard an awful lot of Tom. Welcome, lads. Not forgetting Robbie Fowler, of course. Who needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. A few whistle-stop tours of his career. Sixth highest goal scorer in the history of the Premier League. 183 goals in total for Liverpool, and of course helped play as part of that historic season in 2001 with the treble. PFA Young Player of the Year in 95 and 96. Certainly has some career. Very welcome.
Thank you.
Here's to Robbie Fowler, and of course all of our fans that you see on those cameras there as well. Viewers all over the world. We have Harry Williams from Chester. Give us a wave, Harry. There he is. Kayam Wee from Singapore. We'll call him Ao. That's his Western name, he tells us. Usman Mahmood from Pakistan. Hicham Tabaja from Coventry here in the UK. Thank you for being with us. And they're going to ask some questions too. Before we get started with the questions from our guys on the webcams there and also across the world, you, of course, boys, take part in a massive game, just like Liverpool's first team against Real Madrid. Let's start with Robbie on that one, because I'm sure you'd have killed for an opportunity like that at their age, wouldn't you, to play against
Yeah, I think
Real
when, when I was growing up, 17s, 18s, we played against the local teams. I would have loved to play against some of Europeans' best players, and these lads are doing it. I know they played in various tournaments all over the world, and I know they've played against Real Madrid before, and I think they'll be quietly confident going into this game. And it's a special stage, you know. Obviously, the minute imaging the first team, so it's obviously not just a special night for the for the first team. It's a special night for these guys as well.
Jordan, without the formal introduction before, I apologise for that. When you captained the team, of course, aside from that great debut, the scoring debut you made for Liverpool, what was it like to lead them out in a Champions League game away from home, travelling with the first team and all the rest of it?
Yeah, it was a great experience, to play in such a competition like the under-19 Youth League, because I think we've had to put ourselves up against the best players in Europe, and obviously just playing English teams because we play different styles, different tacticians, so it's good for us.
Before we get all serious, can we not a little bit of who's got any secrets on any of the players here? Any secrets about each other? Try and liven you up? No? Oh.
Me?
What about hairstyles? No one's mentioned it. Who spends the longest in the mirror before they're going out, before playing?
Definitely.
And who's the first in the manager's office?
Tom Brewitt.
There's no hesitation there, was there, for Tom?
Everyone was like that.
What about you then, Tom, for the opportunity to represent Liverpool in these games? I know you're desperately disappointed at Basel for the result, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great tournament. like Jordan said, playing against some of the best opposition from across Europe. Basel, it was a setback because we thought that we had won the game going into the last 10-15 minutes, but hopefully we can put right what was wrong in Basel on Wednesday against Madrid.
What about you, Adam? Massive summer for you, wasn't it, going out with the first team? Do you feel you've come back more improved from that experience?
Yeah, I think it was a great experience for me. I think I've come back a lot more confident, stronger, and I learnt a lot off the first team, like how they approach themselves, the games and stuff, and around the hotel and stuff like that. So it was a great experience for me.
Hopefully a big season for all of those guys to come. Let's get to some of the questions. Before we do, just a reminder of those of you that are watching this Google Plus Hangout, you can get involved as well just by the hashtag on Twitter, LFC UYL for the UEFA Youth League. So LFC UYL, the hashtag before it, and you can ask some questions that are either, of course, Robbie, if you'd like to. Let's get involved with some of the fans. Let's start with Harry, shall we? Who's in Chester. I think he's got a question for you. Rossiter here, haven't you, Harry?
Hello. I just want to know a question for Jordan. Do you feel any pressure from being compared to Steven Gerrard?
Well, obviously, you know, it's great to be compared to a player like Steven Gerrard. You know, he's a Liverpool legend, to be honest with you. But I just know I can't get too carried away with myself. If I had half the career, or even a bit of the career Gerrard had, I'd have had a great career. But I know I just need to not really look into it too much.
As you have Jordan, obviously travelling with the first team as you did over to Basel, been part of that squad a few times now. Has he had many things to say to you?
Yeah, he said to me a couple of times, you know, especially before I was about to make my debut, just said, listen, just enjoy it. You don't get many opportunities in football, so when you do, you know, just got to hopefully try and take them.
I'm sure you had advice for Stephen pretty similar to that, didn't you?
Well, I did actually. I think Stephen made his debut against Tottenham, I think, or his full debut. And I was captain, I was vice captain at the time, and I was really close to Stephen, and I was forever giving him advice. And I mean, Jordan will tell you, in fact, there's a few of the lads who've made their debuts, and you always find out that whenever you are playing, you always get a few of the older players who will take time out and give you that bit of advice. And I know the question is, obviously, Jordan, does he feel any pressure? Look, he's got to go out and do his own game. He doesn't really want to be the new Steven Gerrard. He wants to be the new Jordan Rossiter, and I mean, the way he started his career so far, he's potentially going the right way. So I was guilty in the past because I've said to Jordan, interviews about Jordan, and I've said, you know, he does remind me of a young Stephen, and it probably puts pressure on the young lads what you don't really need. I think in this day and age where, you know, we're all accessible by, you know, YouTube clips, by, you know, LFC TV, even Google Hangout now, but years ago it was not the case. You know, it was just word of mouth. But I think people around the world can see just how good and how special, you know, all these lads are by watching the television. So, you don't need, you know, added people putting pressure on them.
How do you deal with that? I mean, Ryan, maybe a question for you, isn't it? With LFC TV showing the games live, you become kind of a young lad that's making his way from Liverpool to all of a sudden everybody knowing who you are. That can be quite a difficult thing to adapt to as well, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. You know, games come with pressure all the time, but you've got to concentrate on your own game. You know, your motivation comes with being on LFC TV all the time, like trying to impress the people on the TV. You know, you just concentrate on your own game, and then just
Sorry, Pete. You know, just talking about pressure. I mean, I know Jordan compared to Steven Gerrard. We look at Harry on the right. I mean, he's Wales' youngest ever international. Did you feel any pressure?
It was more when I first got told I was going to join up with the squad. It was more excitement because I was very, very young to do so. I was more excited, and when I got down there, met all the players, they make you feel welcome. And when you've got senior players like Craig Bellamy, Aaron Ramsey coming up to you, putting their arm around you, saying like enjoy it, it gives you confidence to go and express yourself. And then when like the time came for me to make my debut, like Chris Coleman, the manager, just said to me, go out, enjoy it, play your own game. And I think it just kind of relaxes you for when your time does come, just play your own game.
How difficult is that when you come back down again, Jerome? We mentioned your record before, didn't we, being the youngest player? And of course, since then, you've had to come back down to the level of 21s, 18s. Is that quite a difficult thing as well?
I suppose so, if you think of it that way. But I mean, when you make an appearance at that kind of age, you always know it's really unlikely that you're going to break in at the age of 16 and then you're going to start playing week in, week out for the first team. So it is good for you to come back down. You want to get game time. You're still obviously learning and developing as a player, so you really do. You want to play. You wouldn't want to just be training with the first team and maybe not playing so much and then not developing as much as a player. You want to be out there playing and obviously in my case scoring goals. That's what you want to be doing. So for me, I think it's the best thing for you as a young player. So I was really keen.
What is the atmosphere like within, obviously within, the academy lads and all yous, because Brendan, he is playing a lot of the young lads in certain games. Do you talk about it in the dressing rooms, or this might be my chance? Or I know obviously Tom and Ryan's not been involved, but potentially he's are going to, and Brendan is going to be that manager to maybe give you the chance. Do you talk about it?
I wouldn't say we talk about it. It's more just on the pitch. I think it's very competitive. Do you know what I mean? We all know what we're fighting for, and if anyone ever watches training, it's always competitive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we all realise we're fortunate to be at a club like this, such a big club, and we can see that as a pathway and an opportunity there for us to develop into first team players. We obviously know a lot of players around the country are not in such a fortunate position, so we just know if we keep doing the right things, playing good football and keep developing as players, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, if you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Okay, thank you for that, Harry. We'll be back to you hopefully before the end. Let's go to Singapore, to Al. I think he's got a question. Who's your question for, Al?
Can I ask Robbie?
Of course.
Go on, Al.
So, outside of UK, which country do you think has the best Liverpool fans?
Oh, tough one. I'll be a little bit biased here and probably say Singapore. Look, I think Liverpool as a club, I mean, we've got many supporters all over the world, and obviously we're very appreciative of the massive support we've got. I think, if I'm being honest, probably all over Asia, wherever we go, I think the support is frightening. And I know as a club, I think we always look forward to going over there, and I know these lads have been over there in youth tournaments and probably experienced, what many of us as players have, on a much bigger scale. So, I certainly do really go over, over to Asia, and Singapore and Malaysia are top-notch fans.
What about the lads, Al? Do you want to ask any of the young lads a question?
Don't be taking too long, though,
Actually, this is something about academy, but I think actually it's for Robbie. What do you think about academy now compared to your time?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think everything you need as a player is here now at the academy. I think we've got the best pitches, the best food to sort of get you right and preparing for games. Whereas when I was growing up, we only trained on a Tuesday and Thursday. We would train on gravel pitches. So everything now is geared for all these lads to go on and become top professionals. So I mean, there's really no excuses. Everything's laid on a plate for them.
There you go. That's Singapore. Let's go to Pakistan now, to Usman. Are you there, Usman?
Yeah, I am. My question is for Robbie.
Yeah.
Until the March of this year, you held the record of most goals in a Premier League campaign by a Liverpool player. How did you feel Luis Suarez breaking that?
Look, I'll be totally honest. Look, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I want Liverpool to win every game. And if they're winning every game, there's obviously players scoring goals. So it doesn't matter who scores. Records are always there to be broken, and it does not bother me one iota. Luis Suarez is a fantastic player. And he obviously broke my record, but if it meant Liverpool winning games, then I don't really care who scores and who breaks any records. Just I want Liverpool to be successful.
Usman, you've got some questions for our young players here as well. Who do you want to pose one of those to?
Yeah, I have one for Jordan. I would like to ask: are you inspired by the progress of the youngsters such as Raheem, who has gone on to become the integral member of the team?
Yeah, Raheem was sitting in our position a couple of years ago. We all used to see him in and around the academy when we were youngsters, and to see that he's playing in World Cups, Champions Leagues, Premier League week in, week out, we know that we're not that far away, and that the gaffer is willing to give us opportunities. So I think it's brilliant for us, and when we go up there to Melwood, Raheem's always the first one to come over, speak to you and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good, inspires you.
You wonder how many clubs have got those kind of examples, Tom, don't you, where these young players, I mean, you look around, so many of these have had that opportunity before. You must have mates at other clubs that think, I've got no chance of breaking through because there's a manager here that doesn't really believe in youth.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're fortunate to be at a club where the manager will trust us. And you see it with John Flanagan, this local lad, and he's a massive inspiration for me because he's broke in, went away and then came back, and now unfortunately he's injured, but when he's back, hopefully he can get himself back into the side and get back to how he was performing last year. So it's a massive inspiration for all of us to see him and the likes of Raheem doing well.
It changes around here as well, Rob, isn't it?
It's massive, yeah. It's
around this studio that we're in at the moment has changed massively probably in the last few months.
I think so. I think the club realise now that these are the future. I think it was once Michael Jackson sang about that, didn't he? I believe the children are the future. But I think it's more so the case here now. Look, we've got some unbelievable young players coming through the ranks, and there's a lot more money getting spent on the academy, and certainly from lower age groups, if you like. So this is the way forward. I think what Peter's about going on about motivation players. I mean, I always find out. I get asked this a lot, and I'll ask the lads the same question. What motivates most of you to play football? Now, as a kid, you get a lot of answers, or the wages are good. For me, that is totally the wrong answer. What motivates you? Let's ask Adam.
I think obviously being at a club like Liverpool, obviously seeing Raheem and the likes of the young players getting a chance, I think that motivates you to drive on and do train well and play well in matches, and hopefully the manager will give you a chance, and that just drives you on, because once you get one appearance you just want to keep going and get more.
Want to go down the line, Rob? All of them?
Yeah. Tom, do you want to?
Again, as a lifelong Liverpool fan, playing in front of the Kop, I mean, Jordan and Jordan Williams have had that chance this year in the Newcastle One Cup, so seeing players you play with day in, day out, getting the chance to play in front of the Kop, it's massive, so hopefully if I keep working well, I'll get my chance too.
Yeah, I think as a kid, as a young kid, you start playing football because you enjoy it. So I think for young players, it's just important for us to keep and realise and keep remembering why we started to play football and keep enjoying it, and then probably not so much worry about the future and the rewards that come with it, but just to enjoy football, because obviously if you enjoy playing football, you're more likely to succeed.
That is the case. So I think, probably if you have asked kids yourselves, why do you want to be a Premier League footballer? You probably get 90% of young lads will say, the wages are great. And I mean, the attitude of these boys is fantastic. And I think if you're in football for the money, then you're in it for the wrong reasons.
And it only comes with the talent that you show, presumably, as well. What about the temptations? Because you read players' books all the time, speaking to former players. One common theme that comes across is this age group, isn't it? When all of their mates will be going out, they'll be going out partying, drinking, finding girls and all the rest of it. These lads have to try and look the other way.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing. And to be not just a Premier League footballer, to be a footballer, I mean, there's a lot of sacrifices you have to give up. I mean, the classic one is, you get to a certain age where, even girls become involved. You want a girlfriend, or you want to go out with your mates, and you can't do it. I've got a lot to give up. And if you want to be a footballer or a Premier League footballer, you've got to do everything right, and you've got to prepare right, and you've got to prepare ready for games. You can't be going out gallivanting with your friends the night before. And I'll be honest with you, it used to kill me. All my mates would be going out, not drinking, but what we did in Liverpool, we knocked about in street corners, and you want to do that because your mates are doing it. But then all of a sudden, you want to become a player, and then you've got to get home and prepare right for the game the next day.
I don't suppose you find it tough because you're probably used to it now, aren't you? But
yeah, it's always going to be tough. But I think some of the lads, and obviously myself, we think that other people love to be in our position. Yeah. So we just need to be grateful for it and just take off every opportunity that comes, because it is a short career. But you've just got to enjoy football while it lasts. You know what I mean?
This is another question. Obviously, going about preparing for games. Now, I know this big game on Wednesday against Madrid in the Youth Champions League, should we call it?
Yeah, UEFA Youth League.
UEFA Youth League. And would you prepare any different? I'll ask Harry. Would you prepare anything different for this game as you would on a Saturday playing against a Man City or a Man United?
No, I don't think so. I think the only thing that's different is maybe the kick-off time. Like, usually if we're playing at home on a Saturday morning in front of the LFC cameras, it's 11 o'clock kickoff if it's Man United, Man City, or maybe 12 if a team's coming from further. But obviously 2 o'clock kickoff, I think you do exactly the same. You just eat at a different time in the morning, then you come in for pre-match a bit later than what you would. But I think everybody's got their different ways of preparing for a game. Some like to maybe play the PlayStation, some might sleep, some might listen to music. You have to find that something that's right for you to get you motivated and prepared for the game.
There's another question, because I mean, all through my career, I could never ever find out the balance of what made me tick in terms of what I ate. Have you got a favourite food? You know, your chickens, your pastas, your beans on toast, anything?
I don't think it matters if you had a favourite food, you all get fed the same.
Yeah. Is that all you just get the same?
I love cereal, Tom.
Yeah.
Love some cereal.
See how the secrets are coming out now. Yeah.
No, I think with our sports scientists and nutritionists that we have in the club, they'll recommend the right things for us to eat, like you say, putting it on a plate for us. But we're all different, we all like different things, and eating it, like Harry said, eating at different times. Some will eat earlier, some will eat later, and some will want to sleep, so it's all individual when you're getting ready for the game.
Cheerios, Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, which one is it?
Alpen.
I just think when I first got into the team, I remember sitting next to Ian Rush, and this was 2 hours before the kickoff, and he'd be sitting having his pre-match, and he'd be having steak and chips. Obviously I tried it, didn't work for me, and all through my career, I was never comfortable eating the same thing. I used to just mix and match all the time. Probably why I look like this, to be fair.
Okay, that was Usman in Pakistan. Thank you for that, Usman. Let's get to Coventry, to Hitcham. Thanks for hanging on for us. You there, Hitcham?
Hi, how's everything?
How are you,
Very
pal?
well, mate. What's your question for?
I would like to ask Jordan, what did you feel when you scored your first goal with Liverpool in your first match?
To be honest, I can't really remember much from the night or from the goal, to be honest with you. I thought it was obviously a great experience and great feeling for me, proud moment just to play, but to score, I think I was still on cloud nine about a week after it, but yeah, it was a dream come through for me, to play in front of the cock, to score. I can't really put into words.
I've got a question about that goal. Do you know the keeper who was in goal for Middlesbrough?
I never knew him, but I've played against him a couple of times.
So I reckon he obviously done you a big mess.
Just put it in right.
Well, I mean, that's how special it's like, you're scoring in your first game at Anfield. Not many people do that.
You want to tell everybody how you celebrated afterwards? I'm just trying to think how close it was to Jordan's celebration afterwards.
Well, again, I mean, I made my debut away at Fulham. Obviously came home. My first game at Anfield, I actually went home and celebrated with a chippy meal. So I got some special fried rice. I don't know if you've done the same. It's probably never.
Mackies it was.
the modern
I think I just saw the modern day game with he's going about the nutritionalists and all that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been happy with it.
I'm sure you've got a question for Robbie as well, haven't you?
Yes, I've got a question actually. Who is your current best player in Liverpool apart from Gerrard?
Well, again, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think Stephen, anyone who's associated with it, loves Stephen. I think he's probably carried this club for 15 years now. An unbelievable player. But if I had to pick, a player other than Stephen, at the minute I'd probably go for Adam Lallana. I think he's an absolute superb player. Both footed. He can turn both ways. And for a player to be able to do that, it takes some doing. It's not an easy trick or an easy skill that he can do, but he probably looks more comfortable than any player I've seen on wearing a Liverpool shirt for a long time.
Let's explore this Real Madrid game as well, and you can see this. I'll give you details to how you can get tickets for that game at Langtree Park. Huge one for this young group of players that you see in front of you. Ryan, where Real Madrid are concerned, have you come up against this group of players before at different age groups?
We played them a couple of times now. We played them a few years back in Qatar when we went out for the sun over there. Again, it was a good game. I think we was unfortunate with the result in the end. We played them earlier this season in a game in Holland, and again it was unfortunate. But both games, we felt like we had the better of them, but just the result in the end wasn't good enough. But going into this game full of confidence, because we've got all the players are fit for this game. We know we've got the good enough players to beat Madrid.
It sounds like you owe them one, Jordan, from previous.
Yeah, they've beat us a couple of times, so we really do need to always run. But obviously, we need to get back into the group as well, because I think we're sitting in third position now, Basel second, Real Madrid top. So I think if we win this, it'll put us in a good step for the rest of the tournament.
Hurt is still fresh in your mind, and I'm sure as well, Jerome, from how it ended last time, so late, with great disappointment when you were leading the game with just a few minutes to go.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we worked really hard that game and we got ourselves into a good position coming towards the last 5 or 10 minutes, but we just weren't able to keep Basel out, really. We weren't able to see the game out, but obviously a few weeks have gone by now, we've put that behind us and we're really confident about going to this game against Madrid, and hopefully we can just go and get a good result.
Okay, let's try and get back to Harry, can we, in Chester? See if he's got a question for one of our young boys here. Harry?
Question for all of them, really. Who did they support before they came here? Or who do they still support now?
That's a good question, because quite a lot of these lads were recruited from Manchester United. Not these lads, but that group of players. So, start with you, Adam. Who are your team?
Well, I've always followed Liverpool, but I think my home team is Preston North End. Not the best anymore, but hopefully they'll be coming up in the next few seasons.
You've already answered that, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, mine's always been Liverpool since I was a little boy.
Yeah, obviously you always follow a team like Liverpool, but being from the Midlands and from West Brom, I'll always have an eye out for West Brom's results.
Yeah.
Yeah, my team's always been Liverpool, even though a few years ago I had a season ticket for many years for Wrexham, my hometown club as well, so I used to go and watch them weekly.
Right.
I've grown up supporting Oldham since I was born now. But
Oldham?
Oldham, yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, it's not the best team. But no, I was, you played for Liverpool such a long time since I was 9. Now you're more supporting really, and there's no better teams to support at the moment, I don't think.
Jordan, you were an Everton fan, weren't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was an Everton fan, but I've turned out to Liverpool.
Yeah, see, I got all the best players to that, all the best players to that. The question, we fast forward 5-10 years, name one team who you'd love to score the winner against. Each.
Man United.
Yeah.
Everton.
Jerome?
Everton or United, definitely.
Real Madrid.
Next year.
United as well.
Chelsea.
Yeah, see, I love that too.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's a right old mix, isn't it? Let's go to Usman again. See if he's got a question for one of the young lads. We're running out of time, so the last couple of minutes now. Usman, what's your question for one of our youth squad here?
My question is actually for Robbie.
He's not in the youth squad anymore. He wishes he was.
You're not wrong. Go on, Albert. Go on.
What is one thing you think you could have achieved in your football career but could not?
What is one thing
you think you could have achieved in your football career but could not?
I don't even know. It's a tough one, that, isn't it? You know what? I've not got a clue. I really couldn't answer that. I'll be honest. I mean, my career was superb, and obviously I didn't make mistakes. But you become a better person through mistakes. So, yeah, I'm happy with the way everything's gone. Yeah, no other answer other than that, to be honest. Sorry, I can't be a little bit too more vague.
Let's go to Coventry again, to Hicham.
Hi again, my question goes to Robbie Fowler. Which player you wish to have on the next transfer window?
You're the manager.
You know what? Look, this is why I'm not a manager, because I haven't got a clue. I'm absolute rubbish at all players. And I know what players I'd love to have, but I can't. I'll have to sit on the fence and just say, listen, I'll leave that up to Brendan. He's the manager. He knows what he wants, and I'm sure he'll get what he wants.
Good answer. We are running out of time, I'm afraid, on this Google Plus Hangout. A couple of things to do. Robbie, just hold that for me a second. These trend boards are fantastic. These represent some of the trends that are on Google Plus for basically what Liverpool fans will look for in and around games. Now, that celebration is a famous one. It's one we're going to be looking at for many years, we hope. Jordan Rossiter, searches for your name spiked 25 times higher than they usually are when you scored that goal. So we'll get a copy of this, because I'm sure the family would love one.
Yeah.
But you're going to sign that for us as well, so you keep hold of that one. You can turn it around for us so everyone can see. And also that one there for you, Jerome, when you came on as a substitute, Liverpool's youngest ever player. More searches for you than any other Liverpool player on that night of all time. So not just current players, Liverpool legends included. They are some of the Google trends. So if you can sign that one for us, we'll get you a copy of that one as well.
All time.
Of all time on that particular day, yeah. Which is fantastic. And also to tell you, just before we finish, that this huge game that these lads are involved in against Real Madrid, 2 p.m. on Wednesday at Langtree Park. That's St Helens Rugby League Stadium. Brilliant ground. Tickets are priced at £5 for adults and £2 for kids. If you can't get across to that game, it is live on LFC TV Go, the official Liverpool club website for you to take part in. The coaches are having a round of applause in the background, I think probably for how well the young lads have performed on
this superb.
Google Plus Hangout. Just finally, a question for you, Jordan. Hoping, of course, that this can be a big win for your team.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I think we're all looking forward to it. I think, probably be a little bit, some nerves going into it, but I think we've just got to go out, try and get the win, and hopefully we do so and kick on in the tournament.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thanks, lads, for spending some time with us. They've had a busy training session today. We hope they get that big result against Real Madrid. We, of course, hope, Robbie, that the first team can get that result against Real Madrid as well.
Yeah, well, I think if these get the result, I think it'll make the lads at the first team a little bit more confident to get one as well. So hopefully that'll have a knock-on effect.
Thanks for spending some time with us as well, Rob. Thank you, of course, to all of our fans that took part in this Google Plus Hangout as well. Thank you, lads, from all across the world where you are this morning. And, of course, thank you for you for watching as well, wherever you are in the world. From all of us here, we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.